You're listening to the AstroMommy Newsletter read-aloud version of my daily horoscope published on Substack. If you would like to read this, please click on the link in the description box below. Without further ado, here is the daily horoscope. Butterflies in a wild garden, true love, and Rumi. Moon in Virgo, Mercury's Virgo Ingress, and Venus opposite Neptune. Daily horoscope for Friday, September 23rd, 2022. Welcome to the AstroMommy Newsletter, a daily horoscope that hopes to shine a light in the dark, helping us all see where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. The AstroMommy Newsletter is a reader-supported publication, meaning it only thrives thanks to the generous support of lovely people just like you. The two best ways you can support my work are to share this newsletter with a friend and to consider upgrading to a paid subscription. Whether you're a first-time reader or a long-time subscriber, thanks for being here. I truly appreciate you being in my community. I hope you enjoyed today's horoscope and card reading. Blessings. Good morning, friends. So my garden has grown wild and crazy. It is producing just enough cherry tomatoes, basil, and kale to keep us nibbling and making pesto, but the weeds have gone wild and the marigolds that I planted are in full bloom. Even though it is wild and definitely not in any sort of controlled or manicured state, it attracts the biggest butterflies and bumblebees, as you can see in the video below. Some people may think that my garden is a wreck. Some people may think it's beautiful, and still others may think something else. But one thing is for certain, and that is, it's growing. My garden reminds me that hidden in what looks like chaos is beauty and peace. My days right now feel a little chaotic between writing every day and homeschooling my children and trying to keep up on all the housework and cooking, but in the mess there are smiles, laughter, and singing. I hope that is what my children remember from their childhood. So this mess, this chaos, is reflected in the stars right now. We are in the midst of what feels a little bit foggy, uncertain, and unknown. But out of all of this will emerge something beautiful. Every time I look up at the sky, at the stars, at the moon, or the clouds passing by the sun on a bright day, I feel the constant rhythm, the heartbeat that keeps it all going, and there is peace in that sound. Looking at and writing about astrology keeps me connected to the bigger picture, like the umbilical cord from a baby to its mother. So let's connect to the astrology. Friday, we have a lot of things transitioning. The sun just moved into Libra yesterday, and Mercury and the moon both ingress into Virgo today, so we have a very different set of characters on the stage. Are we even still in the same play? Plus, we have some big transits coming up over the weekend that we need to pay attention to, because chances are you're already feeling the effects of them. First, while we were asleep, Mercury conjoined the Sun at 2:49 a.m. Eastern Time, which is the Cazimi point, the lap of the king. So Mercury is getting a big boost of supportive energy from the Sun. This can be good for all things Mercury, like writing, communicating, talking, organizing information, etc. I feel that this may also be an auspicious time for relationships as well, since this conjunction is happening in Libra. But since Mercury is retrograde, it's time to take things slow and keep them steady. Even with this positive solar boost, this is not the time to radically change your environment right now. Then, the moon ingressed into Virgo just about an hour after that conjunction at 3:53 a.m. Eastern Time. The moon in Virgo is now in the balsamic phase, the dark moon phase, where it is time to let go of the past and embrace the future, the coming new moon. It's a good time to rest and reflect on what has happened since the last new moon, which was in Virgo on August 27th, 2022. The last lunar cycle was about getting things together, cleaning things up, and figuring things out. Whatever progress you've made over the last month will be evident, and the areas that you still need to work on will be very noticeable. This is not a good time to make that big purchase, build or break that bridge, or freak out about things. The dark moon in Virgo could be very self-critical, so keep that inner critic in check. Write it down in your journal, turn it into a poem, a song, or whatever. Just don't let that judgmental voice drive the ship. The next new moon will happen on Sunday, September 25th, 2022, at 2 degrees of Libra. So once again, relationships, partnerships, and love come to the fore. It may be a good month to really focus on spending quality time with those you love. Mercury makes his ingress back into his home sign of Virgo at 8:04 a.m. Eastern Time, so this will further emphasize the feelings of reflection and review on your life. You may wonder to yourself, what have I been doing with my days? With the Mercury energy back in Virgo, there will be a surge of inspiration to organize, clean things up, and handle all the piles of paper that have been piling up in your space. Wherever you have procrastinated in your life, Mercury in Virgo will give you the energy to deal with it. If you don't, this could lead to worry and stress. So instead of leaving it for tomorrow, just get it done. So those are the big energy shifts that we may feel today. Now let's talk about what's coming over the weekend so we can all prepare. The big one for Saturday is Venus in Virgo opposing Neptune in Pisces. Venus is the planet of love, relationships, what we value and find beautiful, and money. And Neptune is the planet of ideals, imagination, artistic expressions, deceptions, illusions, and escapism. So an opposition between these two planets creates a tense situation where you may feel like there's some sort of dilemma or choice that you have to make. And it's hard because with the Neptune energy, it could feel like you're drowning in the emotions of a lost hope or a lost ideal, or that it's just not clear what you should do. It may also feel like the grass is always greener on the other side, and people may be experiencing a deep sense of longing for something beautiful and Venusian that they want but don't have or can't have. When they realize that they can't have it or it's impractical in some way, there's a sense of loss that comes with that realization. It's like having a food allergy and going to a restaurant that you think will have lots of food you can eat, only to find out that what you want on the menu is loaded with the very food you're allergic to, and you have to eat a salad instead, with no dressing. I feel like a lot of people may get caught up in their emotions with this one. And then on Sunday, we have the new moon in Libra. This starts a whole new lunar cycle, but the balsamic phase, the couple of days leading up to the new moon, always has the potential to be a challenging time because we are letting go of the old in order to make room for the new, and it can be a little bittersweet. Like, pretty soon I will have to pull up the plants in my garden and do something to it, like plant fava beans or something so that the soil can be restored for next year's garden. If you know what I should be doing right now in my garden, please email me and tell me. I'm talking to you, AR. But when I do this, it will change the landscape, and that is always a bittersweet time. Will the butterflies still come by? Let's pick a card. The card for the day is Two of Cups. The Two of Cups represents love. On this card from the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot, we see a man and a woman gazing into each other's eyes, each holding a golden goblet. Behind them is an angelic winged lion, blessing the union and symbolizing courage and love. The Two of Cups is about love that is nurturing, creative, fulfilling, and equal. It is a love that is both received and given with an emotional balance that feels very satisfying. The number 2 can mean a unit of time, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, etc. So this card coming up for today could also indicate that in 2 units of time, you may come to an emotional place that feels a balance of love. Love you receive and love that you give. The number 2 may also have to do with loving 2 things, people or ideas. This is a very interesting signification since we have the Venus opposite Neptune energy building right now. This could represent the dilemma that you are having between 2 things, people or ideas, that you love, desire, or need, and you are having to make a choice between the 2. Either way, somehow these 2 things over the next 2 units of time will balance out. Let me know if this reading resonates with you in the comments. Before I go, I'd like to leave you with a poem. The Worm's Waking by Rumi. This is how a human being can change. There's a worm addicted to eating grape leaves. Suddenly, he wakes up. Call it grace, whatever, something wakes him, and he's no longer a worm. He's the entire vineyard, and the orchard too, the fruit, the trunks, a growing wisdom of joy that doesn't need to devour. I hope this is helpful. Until tomorrow, AstroMommy.
Today's horoscope was brought to you by the moon's ingress into Virgo and in the balsamic phase, Mercury Cazimi with the sun in Libra and Mercury's ingress into Virgo, Venus opposite Neptune, and the new moon coming on Sunday. Quick links and resources can be found at the bottom of the newsletter. Today's card was pulled from the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot, available on Amazon. If you purchase anything through the affiliate links that I provide in the newsletters, I will make a small commission, but there are no additional costs to you. I don't share or recommend things that I don't 100% believe in and use myself. Thanks for listening.